Hey everyone, welcome back. We are back into this game as the Achaemenids currently, sort of approaching the end of the classical era. Now, at the start of this episode, I do want to do a little bit of a reevaluation of my overall strategy and see where I'm heading. But first, just in advance, in case you hear some coughing in the background during this episode or other noises, I have a sick girlfriend in the room with me, so hopefully it won't be an issue, but just so you know what's up. Additionally, I've done a little bit of work on audio rebalancing, so please let me know if you can hear me appropriately and if you can hear the game appropriately, and we'll work from there. I'm still shuffling my audio settings around a bit till I find an appropriate point. So let's take a look at our era stars at the very start. We are closing in on our merchant stars. We're only 3 techs away from our third scientist star, and we're only 2 territories away from our second expansionist star. Agrarian stars seem a little bit out of reach right now, as do aesthete stars. Seems pretty unlikely. Theoretically, it's possible, but I think it's about 10 turns out. We might wait that long. I do tend to take the early eras very slow, and later eras, particularly beginning in the early modern and the industrial, really start to speed up. So personally, I find it's okay to take your time in the earlier eras to get more of the era stars, because the era stars, although their requirements are inflated, you get a lot more infrastructure and such to actually get them online. All right. So we're going to be okay on the merchant era stars for now, I think. I think where we've actually underinvested a little bit is on science. So looking around my empire right here, you can see that I don't really have any science quarters. I may have taken some off the Greeks right here. They like to build quite a few. But overall, I feel like I'm underinvested. So what I really want to do is turn Sipar as well as Babylon into 2 cities that can generate a lot of science for me. And Babylon in particular, because it has this astronomy house that I took, which makes the researchers a little bit more efficient than they're going to be in other places. Additionally, the land here isn't really that great for anything. You can get a really big population, but it's not like there's mountains or anything. You don't get a ton of production off woodland and that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking I start building some scientist quarters, and I'll probably build them up here and make my way over to the horse ranch. And there's another strategic resource right here that will also get some science, whenever it is that I unlock that. So I'm just going to queue one up so I get that going and don't forget. And then Garama's another city I took that I don't really know what I'm doing with yet. I'm getting some emblematic quarters online, and Memphis and Phaistos both have a fairly sizable number of market quarters already that are generating me a fair bit of cash. And I think in Phaistos in particular, with the number of luxuries here, I want to continue to do that. With this one market, I can get that 24 money just from the market alone, because of how many adjacencies I'm getting, and I think I have a gemstone right here, yep. So that's an additional money on market quarter, and I have some other luxuries as well that are affecting my outputs. So as far as this conflict goes with those that are now the Ghanaians, we're about midway through war support, so resolutions is still a ways off. They did attack me here, which should be an easy battle to resolve, and then they're kind of approaching down here with some units, but they're all cavalry, and they're about to run into a bunch of immortals, so I am not concerned about that particular fight. However, now that they are the Ghanaians, they have advanced in an era, so they're likely to have access to some better units soon, so we have to keep that in mind. So let's take care of this fight right here. Okay, so we're going to move our weaker unit back here, where they're going to give some adjacency to our front line. And we do have 2 reinforcements here, both Marcobatas, and they only have 2 cavalry. So this should be a pretty easy cleanup. Do they have ferocious? They do not. Oh, they're attacking me. I thought I attacked them, to be honest. That's okay. These units should both be fine. Okay. So gonna get these Marcobatas out, and we'll get them up to the high ground. anytime I can avoid taking damage on my melee units, I'm going to do that. I should be able to kill this horseman with 2 shots. And then these horsemen, I mean, immortals are anti-cavalry, have pretty high base combat strength, and I have some other bonuses going on. So just one-shot them right there. So easy fight. We unlock scientific facts. So we could go for +5 science and a holy site, or additional faith and stability. Honestly, I'm thinking +5 science. We've underinvested a little bit in science, so it'd be nice to get a little bit of a science boost. And that +10% science gets better and better as the game goes on. And looking at my faith output right now, I'm not concerned at all. I'm definitely the #1 in faith at the moment, at least on my continent. So if I go back to the civics, scientific facts, I'm going to take the +5 science and holy sites. Is there anything else that I want to grab? I could get this. I talked about this last time, but I don't really have any garrisons, so I'm not going to worry about that. And religious rites are currently not too important to me. I could go for... I could pick one just for the bonuses to money or industry. I don't think I'm generating quite enough for it to be worth it either way yet. Let me look at my stability. I think I'd rather have the extra stability for the time being, so I'm going to leave that slider where it's at. Alright. These units need to heal for a bit. And these guys can stay... Well, I'd prefer to be attacking from this way so that I have high ground. I'm going to move in that direction, and if they move over here, that's not a big deal either. You can see there's a little visual bug on this ransack that it's still showing up. Alright. So I would like to get another district right here so that I connect all of this behind walls. And I don't have enough stability here yet because it's still recovering. I'm going to maybe move this guy off food. Could put him in science. We'll give him a couple turns so he can grow. Okay. Gonna move these guys up to the front. Just get all of our armies together. Or at least most of them. And this city is new as well. +15 gold and +11 influence is pretty nice. I'll just drop it in right there. Extra production from the mountains would also be nice. I'm only at 126 right now. I'm going to move him onto science. I would like some more science output. I have quite a few techs still to research. Getting craftsmanship would be great for some extra production as well. But I have most of the core techs researched. I don't need most of these other techs. Alright. Parsa's population increased. So, okay, here comes a single horseman who is attacking me for some reason. Yeah, that deployment's fine. I don't know why they sometimes make decisions like that, to just attack with a single unit when their army is obviously inferior, but I will take it. So we really want to try to get these expansionist era stars. So I'm going to start moving over. San Lorenzo is going to be difficult because of the terrain. We'll try to explore around this way a little bit and see what we can find. Okay. So these units, that deployment is perfectly fine. So I'll be able to take a little bit of high ground right there. This combat strength is not... They do have the ferocious buff on this stuff here. So they might actually try to attack me. We'll see. Ooh, they have reinforcements up here. Didn't notice those. That should still be fine. They're just horsemen, so they can't actually get into the city to attack my units. So I can cycle a single unit, and they can't really do anything about it. And they're attacking me, apparently. Which, I don't know how I feel about that. I was pretty sure I attacked them. Which is the only reason I deployed these units out here. Which may end up to be a mistake. Okay, so they do have a city down here. but I can't really do anything about it at the moment. So I want to combine all my immortals into a single army. I guess I used the movement there. And I want to combine the Markabatas into a single army. Then they tow around after each other and are able to reinforce each other. Okay, so they're just going to go hide with their cavalry, which is a perfectly viable strategy. Let's move my immortals up here. And we'll attack the Samnahaya with some adjacency there. I'm going to keep as many units inside the walls as possible, so they're getting some defensive buffs. Just end the turn. My immortals are going to trade fairly efficiently here, so I'm happy to not try to get us around and take penalties from the river and all that. So hopefully he stays there, because I can get 2 high ground attacks. Yeah. They don't have move and fire. They can move and then fire, but they can't move after they fire. Okay, that's fine. So what we're going to do, move you here, move you here. I can't attack from there. That's fine. But we'll get an attack from the high ground there. I'm going to pull you back into cover. And we'll end the round. And next turn we'll see they might be a little too far away to reinforce. Let's see what they do. They might focus this unit right here. Okay. So let's attack here again. Not quite dead. Move here. Can't quite get up here. So we'll just stay put. I'll attack that Samnahaya. These are almost dead. I should be able to kill them on the next turn. And an event. I like to protect. I like to have a chance of good consequences. But more importantly, I don't want the chance of bad consequences. I have more than enough money to support that option. That is clear ruins. So harbor worth it. I will want one at some point so I can produce naval units, but for now I don't think I need it. I do have a fair bit of river. My food production's a little low. I'm going to queue up flood irrigation, and I'm going to queue up animal barns. How many agriculture quarters do I have? Not very many, so I think flood irrigation gets me more food there. I'll get a House of Scribes eventually, but for now I don't need it. I'm going to move someone onto money, I think. I'm really concentrating on money on this city. Okay, Memphis. You could use more food. I'm not supporting a lot of population right now. I am going to move the animal barns up because it's only going to take me 1 turn. I don't have a huge river, so I'm not going to worry about artificial reservoirs at the moment. And I am running a little bit low on stability, so let's get an aqueduct in there as well. And we'll put that before the farmer's quarter, because I don't want to dip into low stability if at all possible. Babylon's fine, and Grama's fine for the time being. I can also build another obelisk in here if I want to. Okay, population gain. We'll worry about that in a second. Let's see what they do with these horsemen and these elephants. They're really not utilizing the horsemen at all, which is fine. I don't need to attack them. I'm the defender here, so... It's possible I could lose a unit here if they attack with more horsemen. Which it seems like they might. They might not have the movement. Okay, they don't. So here's what I want to do. I want to use my high health units to attack because they're going to be vulnerable. These ones might be enough because I don't think their cavalry has enough movement to come down around here. But at the same time, I don't want to take that risk. So we're going to attack out here with our high health unit because it's the most vulnerable. We move this unit here. And this will probably be the one that ends up taking a shot from the remaining elephants. More importantly, this allows us to move out of the zone of control and get this immortal back to a safe location. This unit will stay back here because he is a little bit low on health, but we will move him to the flag to give some adjacency to this exposed unit. And here comes the elephant again. So, looks like I'm going to have to retreat most of the way back here, just to avoid getting shot to death, and to lure the elephant forward. So let's do that. Pull all of our units back inside the walls. And the elephant should move forward again, and I can kill it on the next turn. Or on the next round, I should say. Okay, they're not doing anything. That is totally fine. Just have to wait one more turn, and I auto-win that combat. So let's get our armies reorganized here. Get these immortals together. Get these Markabatas together. And let's go exploring. There's another elephant right there I might be able to pick off next turn. Could catch it with the Markabatas, perhaps, depending on where he moves. And it is likely that I take another city, so let's go for an outpost for the city cap, and we can come back for craftsmanship. I would like to advance soon, so I'm not too far on money. I only need like a couple more turns on that, 2 or 3. Scientist era stars aren't too far either. And what I can actually do is prioritize some of these lower cost items to make sure I get the era stars in a timely manner. So we'll go back and get sailing, even though I'm probably not going to make too much use of it. And we'll see what they do on their next turn here. I would love to take San Lorenzo. It is in a very inconvenient location, so I'm hoping that it has built down a little bit. Aha, the Nubians declared war. And they're going to go ahead and pillage that right there. Alright, so what I can do, because I have a ton of money, let's see, it's just warriors and archers. I mean, they're the Tassetti, but still. I can just purchase an entire army of units here. And this is what's really nice about having a money bank. Then I can send them up this way. They might be able to pillage before I can kill them, but we will see. I will also have to deal with this army right here. I'd like to send my immortals first. They're a little bit slow, but it's okay. Alright, let's see what we got down here. They are not attacking. They did bring in another elephant. Okay, just gonna kill the horseman, just an easy free kill. And just end the turn, because I win after this round of combat. And I'll take a shot or two here, but that's fine. It's kind of a shame I won't be able to kill this one, but it is what it is. Actually, I take that back, because I get the last turn here. So I can go ahead and kill this guy. That's a couple units down. And that should be it for combat. I win because I am the defender. They might be going for a pillage there. Next turn, after these guys have a chance to heal naturally, I will pay for the rest of their healing. And I'm being attacked over here too. Alright, so get some Markabatas up here, where I can mostly surround them. I'm putting this one here because there's only one tile they can possibly attack me through, so it's unlikely I'll get one shot. just a front line of my immortals, just like that. All they have here are horsemen, so... And this is what I'm talking about with combat in this game, and, you know, the enemy's propensity to just attack you all the time. They just build so many units that you really need to be prepared with a fairly strong military if you want to survive on Humankind difficulty. Because otherwise you just have no chance. Like, consider how many units I've killed up to this point in the game. It's been a lot. Alright. Right, these guys are still chilling. You'll wait till the next turn. So the combat's the only thing I have left here. They really went after my Markabatas. Let's see. Let's move here. Not quite enough to kill him. Gonna shoot. Gonna shoot. Then we're gonna move him so I can get up onto equal footing with horsemen. And hopefully I can finish that off with another Markabata shot. And then over here, I already shot with him. And just get up there. I don't think I'll be able to finish him with that shot, but in case I get lucky, nope, no problem. Just attack with the Immortals again. And that is yet another dead enemy army. Alright. So, more combat in my future. I can't seem to get away from it. Let's head up this way with the Markabatas. They may be able to get to that ransack outpost before they actually finish ransacking, unlike these units. Let's move them up. Now they have a second army coming. Thankfully, these are not very dangerous units, considering what I have. I'm getting a little bonus of food on here, thanks to my earlier choice in the event. Alright. So, we could go for an assault on this city. And I think I'm going to do that, because I do need to actually decrease their war support here at some point. I am going to only be able to attack through 1 or 2 tiles here, but I think that is okay. So they're coming up with those units. Alright. I could go for money here as well, and that wouldn't be a bad idea. My harbor districts are not great. Let's see. Granary would be okay. Not amazing. I don't have a ton of hops working food at the moment. I don't need stability quite yet. Extra science is always good. We could go for a library. I'll put that in the queue. I do think I need some more production, though. I only have 86 production in here. So let's go for the Maker's Quarter first. Babylon is almost done. I'm not going to worry about this. I don't want to lose that production. I have so little production in this city already. Right, so I guess we'll let that finish. School would be good, but not quite yet. I don't quite have enough science quarters. Okay. So I want them to not attack me, because I don't want to get tied down there. They've only got 1 turn on that left, I think. So they're going to get a pillage off there, which is very annoying. Get them to retreat. But I'll just go drop another outpost there as soon as I can. Should be fine. Nubians have a ton of armies running around right now. Let's scooch in here. And we are just going to assault right away. Our Immortal should be able to take the citizens, no problem. So you want everyone deployed. And they're just going to let me walk right in. I should have noticed that earlier, actually. Don't know why I didn't. Let's go for these guys that are isolated over here. And they should just die next turn when they suicide. Alright, end the turn. And Memphis. Could use stability here. I have a couple tiles here that aren't producing anything. But I may want to save those for some market quarter adjacencies. So I'm thinking what I do here actually is perhaps use this district like right here, and then I only need one more to connect my city up to this other outpost. So I'm going to do that. And I'm actually going to prioritize the charcoal kiln so I get some more production online, since that does not cost me any stability. Okay, they didn't suicide their units here, that's fine. Should have moved these guys up first. Attack with my immortals again. I might take a couple turns, but that's okay. Going's a little slow. And keep building out to the horses with those research quarters. We do have a slaves option. I don't really ransack very much. That's a good option if you do, and I don't have any commons quarters, so I am going to keep that choice unchosen for the time being. Okay, we're going to move you back because you're a little low health. Move you into the fortification. And I can use both of these units to attack the citizen right here. Alright. Sucks that I'm going to lose that, but I should be able to get it back online, no problem. That one army should be able to deal with that, and I'll use these guys to attack here. My units are quite a bit stronger, so I am not concerned about them having more. Okay. Now they have 2 Samnahayas. And these cavalry are decently strong. Okay. I'm going to move my immortals up here, and they'll be in the reinforcement zone if they attack Parsa. Alright, so now I'm more constrained in where I can build for now because I lost this territory up here. Man, they are just crapping out units. Look at how much stuff. I think I've killed like 7 of their armies already, and they still have more. Alright. So, we could really use some food in here at the moment. I'm going to buy that because I don't want to lose pop. Let's see. Both of these would be fine. I'm going to build it out because it's more likely this will get surrounded with quarters to increase my influence from the Satrap's Palace. White peace, huh? No, because I'm pretty sure I can take a city off you next turn. Take the solar calendar, and we'll get back to work on foreign outposts. Take a look at my stars. Just need to wrap up this conflict, and I'm pretty sure I'll get these expansionist stars. And I'm actually pretty close to my aesthete as well. Okay, so we're going to attack with him, because that way I can actually get into the walls here. And I can move this guy up through zone of control and get 2 attacks on the citizen this turn. Okay. So their war support should hit 0 on the next turn. And I'll be able to take the city off of them. I might do the same thing I did before, where I pillage and attach to another city, probably Sapar. There's quite a bit of stuff in here, actually, so that'll make a nice attachment. And they are besieging my city here. I'm just going to endure it. There's no reason to fight that, because I'm going to win the conflict on the next turn, and they'll be forced to retreat from that siege. So, war resolution. Give me that, and sure, you can give me that territory. Are there any good ones? Let's see, that one has ebony in it, which I actually really like. So, I don't have quite enough war score. That's fine. I'll just take their city. And as you can see, they can't do anything here. And now I guess the Nubians are besieging me. So, we are going to move our units over here to reinforce. Let's see what they have. They have a lot of archers. I might need a front line here, and I can't quite get them there. I think I'll be okay. I'm just going to sortie. I have enough units. So this is the main front right here, and that is the reinforcement point. So I'm going to use my citizens to cycle through the reinforcement point. I don't want to lose them because I don't want to lose population in my city. Put the Markabatas behind the front line where they can shoot people. This one should have enough movement to do stuff. Let's see. The Immortals are going to struggle, so let's move them up here because they won't be effective down here. They can't move up. But the zone expanded quite significantly, more than I thought it would. Okay, so we're going to send one of these down kind of as a blocker. We are going to move these citizens to block that reinforcement. Just kind of keep them next to each other so that they can deal with any threats. Okay, and get as many guys up here as possible. I would like to kill the warriors here, just using ranged fire if at all possible. Actually, I'm going to finish him with an attack from the Immortals, simply because I can conserve these guys, and I can only move one unit up here anyway. But they can kill the Tasadi Archer in one hit. Focus down the warriors again. And then that opens up their flag where I can hopefully kill him. He is below my line of sight. So we're going to distribute our damage a little bit, because although it would be nice to kill this unit, I'm wasting a lot of potential damage. Alright, and we're good to end the round there. So, while they play, let's go see what's going on. I can take that fight easy, so I'm just gonna... they expanded their city and attached it, so I have to take the city now. I can take this fight too. We are going to concentrate on the high ground here. They have more reinforcements than I thought. That's fine. We'll be able to reinforce from here, just have to make sure our units don't die on this turn. And I can't quite one-shot those archers, so let's shoot him first. There's a chance I kill him, and if not, I'll just finish him with my Markabatas. Let's see. They may be able to get up that way, but let's just go right here. We'll concentrate their forces in this area, move back a bit with the Markabatas, and we'll see what they do. Alright. So let's wrap this up. They only have... they have more Tasedi archers remaining than I thought they did. Just exploring up here. No units. Those horsemen? Yeah. Well, scout riders, technically. So let's move these guys back. These guys will die if I leave them there. So we'll move him up. My immortals are taking a beating over there. Let's see what else we can see. There are the other Tasedi. Okay. So we'll attack right there. The train here is a little bit annoying. You do want to move them up. Doesn't matter if the scout riders manage to attack my Markabatas, because they honestly don't do very much damage. They're pretty low combat strength. So I just want to get into a position where every single one of these guys can shoot something. So I should take those out this round. And I can hopefully kill these Tasedi archers as well, which will just leave the scout riders to deal with. Okay, let's see what I got. So this was definitely a bit of a mistake attacking here. So what I need to do is retreat a bit. Let's get some high ground going. So you move him first. Then I need to move him so he can move through zone of control. And then I can move him up to this position, just one-shot those horsemen. I'm fine not attacking with my Markabatas this turn. I want them to come to me. Alright, so this is easy finish on this one. Shoot a couple times. And there we go. So next turn, definitely these units and these units right here will be able to come reinforce this battle. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to move these guys back so I take as little damage as possible. I value the Immortals more than I value the Markabatas because they are higher production cost and are generally more effective. They're a higher tier unit. So I'm going to use the Markabatas to tank. Let's see, 24 or 27. I'm going to target the one that has 24 combat strength because I do more damage. I'm going to move into the forest right here to reduce the damage I take, and then shoot at him as well. So hopefully these Markabatas will tank a couple shots for me, and these Immortals will still be alive. Let's find out. Because they seem content to not bring in their melee units at the moment. So plenty of archers here. Thankfully, I will act first on the next round, which means I can bring my reinforcements in. I will have to be selective, though, because my Markabata right here is blocking reinforcements on that tile, so I can only bring them in on that tile. Unless I can, like, get down around here somehow. Okay, got a little lucky on that guy surviving. Alright. Bring him up. And I do actually want to pillage that. I forgot about that. So bring him back. There's nothing you can really do here. I'm going to have you help with the obelisk so it finishes in one turn since I'll be pillaging you anyway. Alright. Alright. So, time to get... No, no, no. I don't want that. That is very annoying. Okay, so now I can't get my reinforcements in because I wasn't fast enough. So these units are in a lot of trouble now. So if I don't reinforce with the Markabatas, I might be able to bring them in. I'm actually not sure how that's going to work. So we need to go super aggressive here. We do need to kill this warrior, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So try to get as many rear attacks. And the reason we need to kill this warrior is so I can try to get my Immortals out. And I'm not going to be able to do that. So this is going to be a real issue for me. I really don't want to bring these Markabatas in. Is there a chance I win this without reinforcements? I think there is. Okay, let's keep our fire support alive now. Because we suddenly need them a lot again. Move him back. If I move him here, yeah, I can take care of the warriors, and he should still have a little bit of health left. So this Markabata has the most health, so I'm going to move him forward as a scout and shoot the Tassetti right there. It's possible I lose some units this turn, but there's really nothing I can do about that. End the round. And the reason I'm doing that is because I have decided I really need the Markabatas in this battle here. I underestimated how many units the Nubian AI was going to have. See, which more effective? Shoot those Tassetti right there. So a little bit more combat strength. I think I'm going to lose a couple of units here. Yep. Yeah, so I think this combat's lost. I did a fair bit of damage to them, though. Let's see. Let's attack that Tassetti there. That should wipe him out. And attack again. Should still barely be alive after this attack, hopefully. And maybe they'll suicide those warriors into me. So I've killed almost twice as many units as I've lost here. So that is fine. Could have been more efficient, but they had way more units than I thought they were going to have. And that's the thing on Humankind difficulty. Thankfully I don't feel too bad about that, because those were all buyout units anyway. It's not like I had to spend a ton of resources in order to get those guys. Alright, so let's pillage here. Really want to era up soon. This protracted conflict is really taking its toll on me because the AI just won't stop declaring war. Okay, get a rear attack there. That'll just one-shot them. And I should be able to clean this up with the Markabatas without having to bring in any more reinforcements. But if I do, I have plenty available. Alright, need an immortal, I guess. So these guys are very powerful. They have a lot of veterancy, so they have a lot of bonus combat strength coming from that. I'd really like to not lose them if at all possible. So we'll march on over that way next turn, where we just lost our army. And down here, we have a lot of food in here now, more than enough. We have a lot of Maker's Quarters, not really. I think another Maker's Quarter is probably warranted. We get plus 20 there, that's pretty good. Let's put it right there. Did not tell you to pillage. There you go. And Memphis, what do you need? Still have a bit of a food surplus. The Artisan Workshop wouldn't be too bad, since I have a lot of workers here. So let's get that. A little more influence didn't hurt anybody, and that's pretty low cost. But how much food can I get? I think that plus 22 food would help a lot in the long run, so I am willing to grab that. Another plus 25 industry would be really nice too, and I'll prioritize that over the food since I still have a bit of a surplus. Okay, gonna pay to heal these guys, and I really need to think about going an era up here. I move these guys up. I don't think it's necessarily worth it to delay for an expansionist star here. It's going to take too long. I've been fighting this same conflict for ages now, or the same set of conflicts. We can attack here, hopefully. There we go. And that's a retreat. And there's 2 retreats. So that'll help me on my war support. I'm going to pillage that so I can reattach it to Parsa. An outpost. And attach. You'll notice when you build one on an area where you pillaged, you tend to get stuff right away. You get the outposts up right away. Okay, so major stability issue here. So I think a commons quarter, like right in there, would be good. Plus 10 is not worth it. We're more interested in the stability from the commons quarter. Right here is okay. Got a fair few adjacencies there. So let's get those commons quarters. I'm going to put some people on industry so they build a little bit faster. And Babylon, you can keep working out on those research quarters. And then we'll queue up the school as well. Alright. And I forgot to go up last turn, so we will era up this turn. I could just siege Napata, and I might do that, but I really want this to be attached to my other city, but I can always detach after I take the city in the war. Let's fight this. Ah, they took the Mongols. Interesting. Let's see. Markbot isn't back. So I need to end this war before... Oh, they attacked me. What is going on? I definitely attacked them, right? I'm not going crazy. Alright. Move these immortals over here. I will need to think about a border guard, but their war support should take at least a few turns to recover, so I don't need them over here immediately. Wait. Is that right on the border there? Yeah, it is. So that is excellent. Let's get another Satrap's Palace there. And they almost managed to kill one of my Markabatas, but sorry, Immortals are a little bit too strong for you, my guy. Just shoot these horsemen as much as possible so my Immortals don't take much damage. Okay. And everything else looks okay for the time being. It would be nice to get another Maker's Quarter in there somewhere, just so this city actually has, like, some production. There we go. Victory. They're really good at delaying me with units, which gets old. Alright. They do have another Hunnic Horde, so it's a good thing we're doing this when we are, because it can get very difficult when they have a lot of Hunnic Hordes. The AI in particular, because they get so many combat strength bonuses, the Mongols are way better for them than they are for the player. Alright. So we want to be able to get in here. Seems likely he comes around here and attacks this chariot with the horde. So I'm going to move over here. And hopefully we can't quite one-shot him. Unless we get lucky, which we do. So we're going to move in here and attack those citizens. We're going to move this guy over this way. Kind of use him as a bit of a blocker for the Mongol horde. This guy, I thought that actually went down. Here we go. We'll move right there. Alright. And just to make sure the horde can't get back here, because the AI cheat with line of sight, we'll move our Markabata, because that one should survive a single shot from the horde. There we go. He's moving up here, so I should be able to take him out with my Immortals, no problem. So let's take a look at our cities. Well, that resolves, and our science. Siege tactics is fine. And who are we going up to? I did want to take the English, but the AI love the English, so it's pretty hard to get them. I would like to try the Umayyads. I haven't played them yet. Khmer are OP. They're always a good choice. How many horses do I have? I think it's just the one. So Byzantine's probably not the best option. I'm thinking that I am going to take the Umayyads. I do have a fair number of territories. I haven't attached this one yet. Might be worthwhile to do that in here. And now that I think about it, let's go ahead and do that. It's going to reduce my stability quite a bit. But let's see. Get some garrisons if we want, or we can do commons quarters. And I think I'm going to do a couple commons quarters in here. Those both look good. We'll let the Maker's Quarter finish, and then we'll just buy that out for some more production, get to work on the commons quarters, which should bring us back up to moderate stability. Ha, and the Huns retreated. Okay, as they are prone to doing. So let's get some vision. There they are. So definitely want to kill this thing. It is by far the best unit they have on the battlefield. Not quite as strong on the attack there as I thought I was going to be. Let's move some Markabatas up. See if we can get him with ranged attacks. Very annoying. Very, very annoying. Okay. I'm not worried about this flank anymore. And looking at it now, they couldn't have gotten up here anyway. So let's move these guys over. Guys to cross the river. See what they do. They might be able to kill this guy this turn, which I would be very frustrated with. But he's going to shoot my Markabata instead. So let's retreat this guy on my next turn if I get the opportunity. I think he'll survive an attack from citizens. He will. And I believe they don't have any more range. Oh. Okay, so that Immortal's dead. This is what I'm talking about with the Hunnic Hordes and the AI. Like, the AI suck at managing combat, but they get so many bonuses on their combat strength that the Mongol Hordes get pretty ridiculous at times. Alright. So we need to kill him. And they have another one, which I'm very annoyed with, because he was not there at the start of the battle, and if I had known he would come in, I would have changed my decisions. So let's get rid of these citizens here. We'll advance slightly with these immortals, but we're not going to attack. Actually, I could just kill those guys right here. Let's do that. I think since they're in fortifications, they should be able to survive fairly easily here. Move these guys up. Make sure these have all shots. Pretty sure they did. Yeah. Okay, end our turn. So we did lose an immortal there, which is unfortunate, but nothing we can't replace. But we will need to do a little bit of replacement. We have lost a fair number of units. I need that to work on those commons quarters. So I'm going to finish the buyout there, and then I'm going to get to work on another couple immortals here that'll be used to bolster my forces, because I'm going to need them. The Morians, who are now the Ghanaians, will inevitably declare war on me again, and I think it is time to pick a culture, which I could have done last turn. I can delay one turn and see if I take the city for the expansionist stars. And because I'm so close and it's my primary era star, I'm actually going to do that. Sorry for the abrupt cut there. There was a glass knocked over in the background that I had to deal with. So anyway, you'll see I already moved this army right here. And we're still dealing with this very annoying battle. So we want to kill this Mongol horde, but we don't want to use those units to do it, because they could potentially die to the warriors. So let's take care of that, and hopefully one shot there will do it, which it does. Then we want to use the rest of these shots to hit the warriors, so let's get into a position to do that. So move up here. We want to conserve combat strength on him, because he's the only one that can get to the flag. They only have citizens left, so just move and take the flag right there. And at this point, the AI will usually come to you once you have the flag. And there we go. So still alive, thanks to conserving some combat strength in part. So let's shoot, let's shoot. And he can shoot, okay. Can he move anywhere where I can shoot? No. What if I move you up? There we go. And that's one of the great things about Markabatas as well, is, you know, although I'm about to go into the next era, they help you when you screw up, because if you misposition something, you can move them after you shoot as well, so pretty nice. Right, I have to conclude this war first, so I'm going to take the era up. I'm taking the Umayyads, because I haven't played them yet, so I'm curious to see how they play. I don't have enough horses for the Haras, so I'm mostly picking it for the Grand Mosque here, because I don't have any alliances either. I could potentially pick the Norsemen. It might not be a bad pick. I don't have any great harbor locations. Maybe one up here. So I'd mostly be picking the Norse for the longship, to be honest. I'm not too interested in Stormborn. Everything in my soul tells me to pick Khmer, but we're not going to do that because they're kind of broken. I could go for the Franks. I haven't picked an aesthete yet. But I feel like I have all the influence I need from my Satrap's Palace at the moment. So yeah, I really wanted the English. They were my ideal pick. So I'm just going to take the Umayyads here and get my science output up. Thankfully, there are a lot of options for generic units in the medieval era, so I'm not as concerned about not having access to a particular very strong unit. Let's see. What is a good option here? Get a little bit more industry, perhaps. The Though I would like more science everywhere as well. I'm not sure what I'm doing with the city yet, and I should probably figure it out. Yeah, you can get a couple market quarters online. I would like to get a little more money. We did 3-star the gold stars in this era, so that's really nice.
Wisdom and technique.
And into the medieval we go. So, Commons Quarters coming online here. We'll get the Grand Mosque, which gives us more faith and some science. So that's 15 science on each of the Grand Mosques, at least in this territory. And let's see. Good spot for Commons Quarters. Probably right here, because this will actually end up surrounded with things that give stability adjacency. Okay, making more units there. Let's move these guys into the city. Going to attack right here, and they'll retreat, which is fine. Because they are the Mongols, I'm going to move my whole army over here. I want to do a very swift knockout blow, if at all possible. I can attack from down here, which might not be too bad. I'm just going to pay to heal them up. You can stay put while you wait for your friend. Okay, next turn. You do have Mutinous and Sapar. Right, I am still working on some stability issues here. I don't think I have any garrisons. Some Commons Quarters going here if I want, which I think I do. What's my total stability at here? Minus 210 stability from district. I could detach this while I solve my stability issues, which I think I'm going to do, because it's not that expensive to reattach. So let's get a few more Commons Quarters online. Let's see, where's a good spot? Nowhere else, really. So after those Commons Quarters, we can go for a couple garrisons. And we'll put one, like, right on the border right here, just to block intruders. I'm in a food deficit. Just move one guy over. It's not going to affect my production queue at all, so it's totally fine. Okay, move the Markabatas up. And let's go after Kerma here. What was that unit? Another Mongol guy. Okay. Shouldn't have an issue dealing with him. I'm going to play this a little bit more defensively because I do have superior ranged firepower here. So let's get all these guys in the city or up on high ground. These guys will be able to move in on my turn. Can't shoot from there though. So let's just start taking out these citizens. We'll move my Immortals out into a defensive stance around here, where they can protect the Markabata. And we'll make one attack there, and use the shot there, and the rest of these guys are just going to stay put. Alright, let's see what they do. Once I take out this Mongol horde, I am willing to play a little bit more aggressively. Of course, they can fire and move, so they'll shoot me and then run away, which gets a little old, but that's the Mongols for you. Land rights. I want the plus 10 food here, I think. But I'm going to wait, because I am actually benefiting a fair bit from that extra plus 5 stability. So that'll come in a few turns. Just in case we need these. Let's see, it's going to take a while to move into the reinforcement zone here. But just in case we need these, let's start moving them over. And they left their horde sitting where I can just kill them. So let's do that. Shoot as many times as possible. Would be nice to be able to attack from high ground. I probably should have shot that citizen, actually, because then I could take him out here. We will... Can any of you one-shot? No. So... Run right in there. Use this guy, because I want the high health one to actually enter the city walls. And from there, I can kill that citizen. So what I should have done is killed the citizen, and then moved my Immortals up here, and then I could attack down into the city. Alright. So this should be a pretty easy cleanup here. I don't have to worry about any more Mongol hordes coming out of nowhere, so I can be much more aggressive with my Markabatas here. No line of sight is just fine. Let's see. They have 2 citizens left. I'm going to move him up. Move him into the city, and move him here so they have adjacency. They are on high ground. I am just going to defend there and plink away at their health pool with the Markabatas. I think he shot already. Yes, he did. And I think he might have shot already too. So I'm just going to move there. It might bait some of the citizens over in this direction. So I should take this city next turn. And if I'm lucky, I'll have enough war support that I can take both of these cities off of them. Alright. So, Phaistos. Time for some grand mosques, though you could use a little bit of stability as well. Prefer not to put it here because I want that space for market quarters. But there are some science exploitations here. So I'm going to put a market quarter there, wait for that to finish, and then drop some of these grand mosques around. All right. Memphis, you're working on your stability issues. Sipar, also working on your stability issues. Babylon, you are going to need some stability as well. But I think given the layout here, well, let's see, what's the cost of that? 416 versus 398. Let's go with the commons quarters. I can get some fairly decent ones in here because I'll be surrounding this with quarters eventually. Feudalism would be great for that extra +1 food on tile producing food, so we're going for that first. The Haras I can't actually get because I don't have enough horses, so we're not going to worry about that. Alright, so I can kill him, then just get in here and get a rear attack, and that'll mop up the remaining resistance in Kerma. Okay, Kerma's mine, and I think that might be their only other city, so their war support should collapse on the next turn. Do I have 100 war support? I do. So we'll see how much stuff I can take off them in the peace conference. Get a mosque in here. Let's see. Let's do that. Little extra faith output. I will need some more stability after building that. Get some commons quarters. The reason I'm favoring the commons quarters is for that influence output. And I don't want to build the... I don't really want to spend time building the city watch to get that extra stability on garrisons. So that does make the Italians a potential decent pick later in the game, to be honest. Alright. So Parsa lost a lot of the territory I've been developing, so it's a little underdeveloped right now. But we could go for +1 science per population. I think we need a little bit more industry first. That'll connect up here so we get some more walls. And then let's get some science. Alright. So, let's see if we can take both of their cities, which we can. That should hopefully knock them out of the game. They have some units left, who are currently wandering around in my territory. Okay, so Kerma doesn't have any attached territory, it seems. So... Mosque is still worth getting, I think. I'm going to put it over here because I'd rather have market or maker's quarters here for the Moreau Pyramid adjacency. Can finally just concentrate on a single front now. And I am actually going to, let's see. I might pillage Napata and attach it to Kerma. So I'm going to detach right here. attach this to Parsa, so it has more territory. Wow, my stability is really getting hit right now. Okay. So, need more commons quarters. Yeah, that should be fine. So, commons quarters in a lot of cities at the moment. And this is where the Joe come in handy. But I did not pick the Joe, so can't make use of that. Might have to go for some garrisons here. They might be a little bit more efficient at the moment. I'd like to put them on high ground, kind of out of the way. Though, now that I think about it, I want those for market quarters. So let's like block off this path right here. Prioritize that. I have plenty of industry in here, so that should go pretty quickly. I have enough stability in Garama, but most of my other cities are suffering stability problems. Okay, so that must be in a territory that I detached. It is. So let's buy that out. Then I can attach this again. I'm gonna put everyone on industry because we want to build this stuff. Let's see, that's not the most efficient commons quarter ever. That would be okay. I can get some surrounding. Keep on going with the commons quarter. Not sure. Let's see. Okay, I do have 3 attached territories. I think most of this is probably negative from districts, but I feel like I should be positive here. Let's see. Plus 71, plus 109, plus 25 from Empire, plus 35 from infrastructure. So I have plus 180, plus, what's that? 215, plus 240, plus 250. So I'm exactly at 0. Okay. So I'm going to need some more stuff. No, I'm refusing your demands. You basically don't exist as far as I'm concerned. How's my stability on Kerma? It'll be fine. I actually won't be able to produce this once my stability drops, so I'm going to get the commons quarter. And when I mean stability drops, I mean while it recovers, it won't do anything for me. It won't build the stuff. So I'm going to move everyone over to industry again, just so I get stuff out a little faster. And, sorry, Napata. I don't want to be over my city cap. I mean, it's not a big deal to be 1 over, but I like to maintain a smaller number of cities. I prefer cities that are slightly more efficient. It doesn't really matter what I do there, because you will be gone next turn. All right, place down an outpost. There we go. And attach that to Kerma. Thankfully, I have a lot of influence to play with, because that took way more stability of hit than I thought it was going to. So I'll just unattach that real quick, and it'll start recovering stability. Okay. So, let's see here. What else do I need to do? I'm mostly dealing with stability issues in my empire at the moment. Ferocious for 13 turns is fine. And we'll stop it right there, and we'll see how I deal with the stability issues in the next take. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.